Good news! Safari isn't your only choice. Let's talk about all the current best browser for iPhone picks. But we do have to talk about the Safari browser first. After all, it's the go-to Apple browser. Safari had its fair share of drama over the years, from hoarding people's deleted browser history to having a private browsing mode that is not privacy-friendly at all. Yet Safari shines in terms of functionality. For one, it fits the whole clean iPhone aesthetic really well, and it's easy to use. Plus, there's some cool new features like highlights to summarize the key bits of information on the pages that you visit. It also has one of the fastest iPhone browsers and uses minimal system resources. That's why it's a good choice for older devices. In terms of security, just like most browsers, Safari uses sandboxing to isolate threats. It also blocks trackers and cookies and has a privacy mode, but we just saw exactly how private that is. Speaking about issues, Safari is much less customizable compared to some other browsers. I've noticed that it has a very limited extension library, so it's something to keep in mind, especially if you rely on specific extensions. Here's an interesting fact though. Before May of 2024, all other browsers were basically reskins of Safari, and that's because Apple limited them from using their own engines. But now that the EU is pressing on them with regulations, if you're in Europe at least, you'll likely soon see some exciting updates for various browsers. The rest of us though have to stick to the usual stuff, but it's not all that bad. We've still got some good browser for iPhone options, like Orion. Orion browser is an Apple exclusive, mostly known for its speeds. Yes, it's even faster than Safari. The app itself is simple yet fairly customizable. You can apply themes to the interface, adjust tab behavior, and utilize keyboard shortcuts for efficient browsing. In terms of features, Orion also blocks ads and trackers by default, lets you fine-tune privacy settings for each website, and there's even a built-in VPN for added privacy. But that requires a paid subscription, and if you're gonna pay for a VPN, then there are better options. You can check out my top recommendations in the description. Yet keep in mind that it's still a relatively new browser. Because of that, you can encounter occasional bugs. Plus, some pretty common features like advanced syncing options are still missing. Now, Orion promises that there will be 100% availability of Chrome's extensions once they exit the beta stage, but this seems to still be a work in progress. I do hope they keep updating this browser though, and if anything exciting does come along, I'll do a more in-depth review. Right, my next best internet browser for iPhone consideration, Firefox, is a lot more established. But today, we're talking about a lesser known version of it, Firefox Focus. The Focus browser balances two things: enhanced privacy and distraction-free browsing. It blocks ads and trackers by default, keeping your browser history private. There's no such thing as private mode here because it's always private. Now, the minimalist design allows low resource consumption, and it also makes the best browser for iPhone candidate very easy to use. Yet that comes with a few drawbacks. For one, it lacks features. No bookmarks, no tab browsing, no password manager, and no extensions. And you can't really personalize it much. But I guess that's the point of this browser anyway. You know, to help you focus. Guess what? You can also get Microsoft Edge as a browser on iPhone. It's now one of the fastest browsers overall, unlike its infamous predecessor, Internet Explorer. Edge is also pretty sleek and seamlessly syncs data across devices. There are some unique features in the app, like a special reader mode or the sleep tab feature to save battery life. I also found that you can choose the level of tracking prevention and manage permissions for each website. There's a private mode too, and it hasn't caused any scandals. Yet. I say yet because it's Microsoft, right? It's a giant tech company that just loves that juicy data. Oh, and make sure to switch the Bing search engine to literally anything else. Anything. Oh God, no, wait, no, not that. Anything but that. Oh, turn it back. Jeez. Okay, last but definitely not least, Brave browser. If you're not new to this channel, you probably already know that it's one of my favorite browsers for any device, basically. It's an open source browser that blocks ads, trackers, and fingerprinting by default. These can slow down your browsing, so this ability also makes Brave really fast. Plus, Brave also has built-in Tor integration for anonymous browsing. Think of it like a private mode, but on steroids. And if Brave feels familiar, that's because it's Chromium based, which also makes it compatible with most of Chrome's extensions. Of course, it's not perfect. I've noticed that sometimes the aggressive ad and tracker blocking causes some websites to not exactly function as intended. And I'm not a huge fan of the Brave reward system, which rewards you with Brave's own cryptocurrency if you watch some ads. But I mean, the so-called bats barely have any value. Overall, there is nothing wrong if you decide to stick with Safari, but if you want to try something else, there are plenty of best web browser for iPhone options to try. From new browsers to very minimal ones to privacy-focused beasts like Brave. So choose your browsers, and subscribe to CoolTechZone if this video helped you out. Thanks a bunch, and I will see you in the next video.